People's Voice Media have been working with One Halton and TLAP. We have explored how services and support can be improved for people who have learning disabilities or autistic people living in Halton. To do this, we gathered people's stories about their experiences of services and support. We then ran some workshops with the storytellers and services in Halton to help identify the key findings from the stories and determine practical actions we can take. These stories are helping services and support think about how they can implement a new co-production charter that has been developed. This short film showcases the results and recommendations from this work.
What do you enjoy doing?
Coming here.
Okay. And when you come to
Gateway.
When you're at Gateway, what do you really like about Gateway?
Doing projects like art. Yeah.
And can I ask you, Sam, what support do you need to live a good life?
Good support. Not horrible support.
Okay. So what's good support? Tell me first of all what good support is.
Get treated good. Not treated bad.
Okay. And when you say get treated good, is that, tell me exactly, is that people being kind to you? Is that what's difference between good and bad support?
Like, they should be listening to you.
Yeah.
Not ignore you.
It's being around people that just get it, and you don't even need to say I get it, because you know they get it. And you don't need to explain everything all the time, because it is so exhausting having to explain why you're doing something a different way to someone who's not neurodivergent. It's so exhausting. Even like with my mum, my mum does not realize how frustrating it is when she doesn't listen to me the first time I say something, and she then asks me to repeat it 3 times. I'm just like, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
You know, to actually get to say it in the first place, to communicate it in the first place, but then have to go and say it 3 times afterwards. You know, just little things like that you don't need to explain to other autistic people, because they get it.
Can you tell me what you think good support looks like, and have you got any examples?
Yeah, I have a plan now on my kitchen thingy, what I have to do every
an activity planner.
An activity planner where I have to put the stickers right thingy.
So your activity planners?
Yeah.
When do you do them?
I do mine in the morning when I get up and I give it.
Yeah. Emma, when does your activity planner get done?
When the staff writes them down.
Yeah, that's like Saturday or Sunday, isn't it?
Saturday or Sunday.
And that's for the following week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine gets done on the Sunday.
Do you like being supported?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel happier. I've been happy at Kingsman, Katie and Paul and other people helping a bit more now. I'm looking for the staff on the team to be a little bit more get over everything now.
Yeah. Emma, what about you?
I'm happy with the staff.
Are you happy with the support you get?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that this morning with the meeting.
Josie, are you happy with your support?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a social worker right now, and she didn't used to be very good to begin with, but she's not been too bad recently, because she's been looking at supported living, because I'm not very good at living on my own, apparently. But she's been looking at supported living, so then I wouldn't have to live on my own, and I'd have better support in the house.
And what you say she wasn't really good before. So what's changed recently? What makes her better or good now?
I don't know. Emma complained a while ago because she never used to answer me, and she just used to ignore all my text messages. And it's since then that she started to actually speak to me and help me around what I'm not doing very good with.
One of the biggest supports that I have is Sue's team, Halton Speak Out.
because they were set up to support people in the borough and make sure that the support stays within the borough and you're not sent externally. And our families are very happy to work with Sue and the team.
When I was diagnosed, I was given a piece of paper to say, here's your diagnosis, and that's it. You're just shoved off with it. There's no explanation. There's no, you have, detailing what sensory needs you have, what support there is available. You're just diagnosed and there's nothing.
I didn't get diagnosed till I was 20, and then I got my ADHD diagnosis just before I turned 23. So it might have been easier if I got diagnosed sooner, because that they might have given me more support in school and that. And I got kicked out of college as well because I didn't cope with that either. I wouldn't go through lessons while I was in there.
For me, is knowing where the support is and how to access it. Sometimes they only give you one method to contacting them, and that could be just by phone numbers. And sometimes that's really quite daunting, having to ring up somewhere, not knowing who you're going to speak to, not knowing what they're going to ask. And sometimes if it's easy for those to either have an email or somewhere to write to. So different methods of being able to contact. But yeah, there was never a direct, is the services that you could contact to help you give you support. After my diagnosis, there wasn't anything. They didn't have anything. There wasn't. The doctors didn't know of any support. It was, here's your diagnosis now, sort of get on with it.
I think definitely in Dawn's situation, she should have like an LD nurse. You know what I mean? She should have somebody with a little bit more medical training than what we have, because we try our best to help her, but we can't always go, well, yeah, Dawn, double up on your medicine. And I don't think Dawn knows whether to do that or not either, She doesn't know I'm poorly enough to do that. And we don't, because we're not medically trained.
The biggest challenge we've had, and I've had, is the inconsistency of not having the same person who knows you and is familiar with your case being available to support you. Because if you have 4 different social workers within a short period, none of them's going to do the work because they know they're going to be replaced, and you get a poor service. So you have to challenge and say, excuse me, I have a right. I'm paying into the system, and I have a right to be given a fair chance. Because you'll find out I'm intelligent and clever, and that's why people like Halton Speak Out have asked me to come on board as an advocate and to champion and support people and improve my life tremendously.
Ideas for how we can create more positive experiences of services and support for people with learning disabilities and autistic people in Halton include: 1. Listening to people with lived experience. 2. Creating more opportunities for people, groups and services to work together. 3. Personalisation of support and services. Ideas for how we can reduce the negative experiences of services and support for people with learning disabilities and autistic people in Halton include: 1. Better transport options to support people to access things. 2. Don't make assumptions about people and what they are capable of. This can limit their opportunities. 3. Housing needs to be improved so that it is suitable for people's needs. One Halton and TLAP have been working together to create a co-production charter. Here are some practical recommendations based on the workshops we've run and the stories gathered about how the charter could be implemented. Values. 1. Ask people about their preferred communication methods and use them rather than a one-size-fits-all approach to communicating information. 2. If there is a meeting, send out the agenda and key questions for discussion out to people in advance. 3. Everyone is different. Avoid being judgmental of how people behave and be accommodating of people's individual needs. Behaviours. 1. Be open to doing things differently and making changes. 2. Be open to being challenged. When people voice an issue, listen to them and try and see things from their perspectives. 3. Don't make assumptions. Ask people what they need and what would be beneficial to them. Diversity. 1. More co-production sessions that bring together different people and their ideas. 2. Better support for self-advocacy groups to ensure that they are involved in discussions and decision-making. 3. Don't make assumptions about what people can and can't do.